Okay, we are live. Girls and boys. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Ching. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good. So great to see you. And congratulations, you won the best
Thank you.
picture
We
at
won.
Yeah.
at the Darion Daoju's 1 minute film festival,
Yes.
film school. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell me a little bit about. Let's start with ladies first. How about Apple? Tell us a little bit about you, about your filmmaking sort of a journey.
Oh, that's a tricky one. So I was living in Japan and I was a teacher there, and I've always, like, as a kid, I've always knew I wanted to be in film. I wanted to be an actress, but I didn't know like it was possible for me because I grew up in Jamaica, and with parents, it's sort of like take the traditional career path.
Mm,
So in Japan, I kind of found my love for writing.
mm,
And then I decided to just pack up my things and move to New York to pursue writing. And then my first class that I took in New York was a filmmaking class where I made my first film.
mm,
And the reception I got from that was great. So I kind of like continued with writing. So my focus is screenwriting, acting.
mm,
And then with Darion's film competition, it taught me a little bit more about the intricacies of filmmaking.
mhm.
And it's a lot of work. I mean, I appreciate everyone now that contributes to making a film.
Yeah.
It's not just a screenwriter, it's not just a director. It's so many people coming together. It takes a team to make this, and this film that I did taught me a lot about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's great. That's wonderful. So tell us a little bit about the film you won. What was this? You may not want to tell us the whole story because I'm trying to add a little bit like you may not want to tell the whole story because I wanted to play your film later. So
Okay.
tell us a little bit like what is the whole thing about 1 minute? Like how challenged was it?
For
to
1 minute.
Yeah.
So it was thinking of a story. How can I tell a story from start to finish where the audience can understand what I'm doing, what I'm trying to convey in 1 minute? And that was a challenge. And then not only that, but you can't do any form of editing, no cuts. So then I have to tell a story where you're focused on just really engaging that audience without and having these restrictions upon you as well. And it started out with the writing and then figuring out how to make it make sense. And I kind of just honed in on the story, and it turned out great for 1 minute. Could have done better, but I think it got its point across. My point was getting the message across, and I think I've accomplished that. So that
That's
was
wonderful.
basically.
That's wonderful. Great. So, hi, Reginald. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Congratulations to you too. So, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm kind of like Christy. I'm Haitian, so
Big
I've
up.
always I've always loved films and comics. When I was growing up, I was always collecting action figures, collecting comics, watching music videos, watching cartoons. And for a while, I was like trying to figure out what my path was. And I was like, went into medicine, but that didn't work out. And at my college, there was like a painting class, and I took that. And that just threw me into this whole world of art. And I ended up transferring from York College to SCAD. And at SCAD, my main major was like sequential arts, which is like comics, books, and storyboarding.
Mm.
But I wanted to do so much that I like took classes in sculpture, writing, all these things. And then when I came out of SCAD, I started out as a fine artist doing sculpture because it really resonated with me, the way that these artists think. So, but as I did it, I just figured out that it wasn't really for me. It wasn't something I wanted to put out in the world. But because of my background, it made me perfect as a filmmaker. And that's when I made the transition. I think it was 2017. I started PAing. From PAing, I got to be second AD and script supervisor on some indie shorts. And then from there, I met a group of friends that I make work.
Excuse me, dear. Tell people what's PA.
Oh, PA. Production assistant.
Production
And second AD is like the second assistant director.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
From there, I'm writing, directing, producing shorts. Sometimes I do music videos for work, but I'm just always involved, got my hands in it.
Wonderful. May I ask how old are you?
I'm 33.
What?
You look like
You lie. You liar. He's such a liar.
No,
you look like a 22.
I thought he was like 17. He's such a liar. He's not 33.
How about you, Apple? May I?
Oh, I'm in 20s late. But damn, you're you're such a liar. You're such a liar.
Yeah.
33 for real?
Yeah.
I need to see that ID.
Wow. Yeah, that's good gene. You know.
I mean, the Caribbean genes. You know, it's pretty good.
So it's like, what do you eat? I want to eat what
right?
you eat.
What's your skincare routine?
Awesome. So, now tell us a little bit about Reginald. About how did you get into Darion Juhl's 1 minute film school?
I actually knew Darion. I've met him before COVID, and it was when I first started like doing filmmaking. I went to this one event and I met him, and I don't even know if he remembers, and I gave him my business card, and I saw his Halloween short. And then when I got in Clubhouse, I followed him and I kept going to his rooms. And then I remember last month I was working heavily and I didn't make the first one. I didn't even really know what it was about. But after I got off from that excruciating month of working, I saw that he was doing another one. And I was like, I'm just going to put something in because I don't want to get rusty.
Yeah. So how about let's show your film.
His first.
Show his first. Should we show his first? Okay. And yours is called Blink.
Blink, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me go share the screen. We could talk about afterwards, right? Like we're not gonna give away too much. So maybe you should mute yourself, dear, just because I hear funny sound. Okay. Let's see. Link. You gave me 2 links. I'll just play the link I can see. Okay. So this is the good link. How do I make it bigger? Yeah. I don't know. Okay, here we go.
You are pathetic. Weakling. I just got promoted. I'm not pathetic. I made it. Barely. I have a beautiful wife and kids. I'm not pathetic. You settled for her. Just like you settled for everything else. Are they happy? Do they even respect you, your wife, your kids, your coworkers even?
What do you want me to do?
I want you to make them respect you.
Huh? You all right? Why are you sitting in the dark?
I'm good, babe. I'm just tired.
Okay.
I think you're on mute, Chang.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And
Right.
I okay. I hear a little bit I, I hear a little bit echoey when the movie was playing. Is that supposed to be or not?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like that.
Okay, okay. So
Mhm.
tell us a little bit the thoughts, the creativity, where it's come from, and what are you trying to convey?
Okay. Well, I just had this idea in my mind of somebody like sitting down and just having this conversation with all his different personalities. Because I think as people, we're not just one person. And if we ever got a look inside our own heads and all the personalities that are bickering, fighting with each other, trying to fight for dominance, it'll be really interesting. And then I heard about the 1 minute film competition. And at first, it was supposed to be like 3, 4 different voices, and the camera was supposed to be like going around him. But I decided to put it down to just one voice. And I really wanted to convey, like, I wanted to drop the audience in the scene, like they're in his head. And I didn't want it to feel like the voice in his head is like suffocating him and dominating him. And I wanted to show the difference between the least aggressive one and the more dominant one. And each time the more dominant one takes over, like the special effects kick in, the echoes kick in, the weird sound effects kick in, and then like his wife comes in at the end, and it just shows like this is something that's just hidden from view, and everybody expects that like you're one thing, but you're not really one thing.
Right. That's true. A lot of time we have, whether we want to admit or not, we have sort of multiple, if not multiple personality, but multiple sides, right, of
Mhm.
us in different times. And you can even see the way we associate with our colleagues is different. The way we associate with our neighbors or associate with our family members, right?
Yeah,
So we kind of switching around and show different sides of us, or either vulnerability or strong, or show where you know yeah, like we're the winner, right? But
yeah,
a lot of time inside of us, we don't always feel we're winning, but yet we sometimes have to fake um, to show people we're not losers, right? So yeah, I can relate to that. So wonderful. Shall we play April?
Ooh, mine?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So let's share screen. Share screen. Okay. Have you guys using StreamYard before?
No, this
No.
is our
Okay.
first time. My first
So
time, at least.
yeah. Okay. So April's film is also 1 minute. It's called Stage Zero, right? So I'm gonna make it to here and then go to here. Good.
Hey babe, you wouldn't believe what happened today. The casting director, they fucking love me. They even had me read for another part they were casting for. Oh, yeah. I stopped by the store and I got your favorite snack. So I know how much you love it, so. Yeah, this is finally paying off, huh? About time. Yeah, the agent said that we should hear by like tomorrow night. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You should have seen me today, babe. I was on fire. I swear you would have been so proud. I love you, Stace.
That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about your creativity juice. Where was that come from, and how long did it take you to write this? Do you have a script, like one-page script?
I do. So, first, it was actually going to be really crazy. I was going to have him wear the dress. I was going to have him put on the dress, and it's going to be all sort of quirky. And I pulled back. That was the first draft. It's basically about grief.
Mhm.
So I lost my dad when I was 15. It took me like maybe 30 minutes to write it. And then another 30 minutes to kind of like solidify it to like 1 minute. I lost my dad right before I was supposed to graduate high school. And I think grief makes you do crazy things or things that are not, you know, the norm or what society would consider normal. And then I was talking to something that he gave me. I was just talking to an object like he was there. I was talking to him just as if he was still alive because I couldn't handle the thought of losing him. And I kept believing that he was still around. So that was my inspiration for creating this film. And it was supposed to be so I wrote it, but then actually making it was a new experience for me because what I normally do is write it and then I'll give someone else to make it. But then I had to make it myself and produce this. So it was sort of like getting the actor and sort of like finding a way how I know that the actor personally, he's a friend of mine. And it was sort of like giving him, how can I make it where it's easy for him as well? So I know he loves acting. So I use that as the foundation because it doesn't matter the words that he's saying. It's really about what he's not saying that's coming. And the thing is that he just needed to think that everything was fine. He needed to think that everything was normal. This is a routine for him to come home and tell his girlfriend that, you know, he got either rejected from an audition or he got accepted. This time he got accepted, but she wasn't there to share that with him. And sort of like he was now having to speak to something that she would normally wear every, you know, before they go to bed. And that was my inspiration behind the whole film. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So now, how many, like, did you ever have to produce or shoot a 1 minute or 2 minute video or film? This question, how about Reginald? You want to answer that first?
Yeah, I've had to do it before. I think in all, I probably made like about 3, maybe 4 before.
Yeah. So, what is the challenge of this time to do it in one take? Is it a challenge or it's okay? What is the like the easy side or the difficult side?
The challenge is like with one take, your one take has to be 1 minute. And if it's not 1 minute, you just have to reshoot that over. Like instead of like before where you can just edit and take things out of different clips, now you just only have one clip you need to depend on. And if there's something that goes wrong, lighting, acting, anything, then that take doesn't make it. That's the main challenge for me.
Right. Because it's kind of hard to timing, right? Hard to time when you're filming it.
We had to use the clock.
Oh yeah, you have to have like a big digital, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what about you, Apple?
Oh, so I've done like TikToks that's sort of like 1 minute, but never a film, you know? So it's like, okay, so TikToks are easy to make because you're just having fun.
Yeah.
This film was personal and it was something that, but in retrospect, we were laughing on set nonstop. So even though the film is supposed to be something serious, we were laughing. We even forgot to get a mic. So then we had to improvise. And then I didn't bring anyone with me. So it was just him and and we were having to, I had like a lighting in one hand, I had the camera in my other hand. Then I had to work and try to get I was going to use the phone as the voice. And then I forgot to hit record, so that I had to work with the camera. And then he was getting upset with me because I kept telling him to fix the cushion every time for continuity purposes. And then he's like, it's one freaking take. We were just, it was a lot, but we were having too much fun on set. But eventually though, I think, I think it taught me about preparation and that I can't do everything by myself.
Right.
I need to let the actor, which is Amr, I need to let him act. But I was really grateful for my mentor, Karis, because she came in, she was not, I think something happened with her internet, and she's all the way in London. So the time difference and all, and I was shooting at 11 p.m. at night, and it was like maybe like 4 a.m. in the morning for her. And she was there with me, like giving me tips, giving direction to Amr. And like, cause sometimes doing so many things, you get a little bit overwhelmed. So I'm 100% grateful for Karis. She was amazing. You know Karis, right, Ching?
Karis, I don't know. Maybe I see her image. Her image.
You probably see her. Karis.
She's on Clubhouse?
She is on Clubhouse, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Karis. So you guys, you both use iPhone to shoot this, or different phone? No,
I used a camera, Sony A7S III.
I use the A7S II.
Oh, A7S II.
Yeah. Did you get a mic? What mic did you use?
Asden.
I'm gonna have to get that mic. Can you believe that we had everything except for a mic? So dumb.
We're so easy to forget the mic, right? You shot with an A7S III?
Yeah.
Man, is it good?
I mean, it's great. It's great, but I honestly, you can't really. For me, I'm not the person to. When you give a baby something and it's like they're not possessing the full capabilities of the product.
Yeah, they just eat it.
So Amr bought the mic. Amr bought the camera because he wanted it for the film. And then I was like, okay, let me figure out how to use it. So it wasn't like, how your production was amazing, Reginald. My production level was not on that level, but I just wanted to get the story across.
Yeah. So what microphone did you use, April?
Oh, I used the camera mic because I forgot to hit record on my phone. I was going to use the phone as a boom. Oh my gosh. I forgot to.
I see. Yeah. I appreciate your music, the soundtrack you use, April.
Oh, it's a gaming. If you're a gamer, everyone will know. Like if you play Destiny, it's that's the soundtrack.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know the gamer at all. My son can know it. Yeah.
Yeah. My husband is a huge gaming fan, and he selected the soundtrack.
Yeah. And I really, it's very emotional, April, your piece, it's like it hits you when the camera turns into the bed and then shows the clothing and shows, the Oreo cookie. And it's like, it's so, it's so unspoken kind of emotion. And it's very touching. And I think the music helps too, right?
Yeah. I wanted to find a music that wasn't overpowering, but also captures the moment of that scene. Because again, it's not really about the dialogue at all. You don't even know. He could be saying anything. It's really about his emotions. And I probably should have shot maybe Reginald, you can help me with this next time. Maybe we should do something together, Reginald. But I think I should have shot, right? I think I should have shot like at level instead of high angle. Because then we could see his facial expression a little bit more.
I agree.
Because maybe that would show, because it's really not about the dialogue. It's really just about him and how he's handling the loss of his girlfriend.
Right.
And that was really what it's all about.
But it's tricky though, because you're not supposed to right? Move your camera. Are you supposed to like just like let the camera be at the one spot? So
Mhm,
if you get too close to him, you wouldn't be able to see the clothing, you know. I
mhm,
mean, the way you did is a little bit tilting, you know.
mhm.
And so it's a tricky thing because you don't have a second chance of doing another shot and to put them together. So it's a tricky, yeah. Yeah.
It took like, and again, because I'm so used to just writing and
Yeah.
acting, but I'm not used to the
Camera.
camera, right? So it's sort of like, okay, well, it took me an hour to figure out which angle do I want to really shoot at, and doing minimal work. So the tilting, I'm happy that it was accepted. The tilting, just the tilting down onto
Yeah.
the dress.
Yeah.
But maybe if I had like shot level and then maybe pull back a little bit, or maybe even just
Right.
tilt down, maybe it would still work. But
If I would shoot, you know, have the idea of your writing, which is really great, I would, if I cannot move my camera. So Reginald, tell me, how would you do that? I would probably diagonally a little bit. Diagonally a little bit. No, but the thing is, you don't want to show it close first. That's the point, right? You don't want to show the cookie first. It's kind of like a surprise. Like you thought he's talking to someone alive, you know, but it's not. So it's a very interesting concept. Yeah. So yeah, what will you do differently, dear Reginald?
I would have had like a push in first, and then pull out and kind of tilt down. Because like you want to go into his emotions and how he's feeling, and the push in will help you do that. And then with the reveal, you just come back out and maybe tilt a little bit. That's how I would do it. And I would keep it level to his face, because looking down, it kind of seems like, but maybe it works for this concept because it looks like, you know, he's defeated. You know, it's usually from that vantage point is like showing that he's not dominant. So it kind of works.
Interesting.
Oh, I'm on mute. I think because I was trying to work with so many angles, I was going to have even a photo frame showing him and her, like, you know, they're talking, and, you know, like just a picture of him, maybe her in the dress as well. But I couldn't find an actress at the last minute to pose and then take the picture and then put it in a frame. I was like, okay, I need to meet the deadline, so I scrapped that idea. And then the high angle was maybe she's looking down from heaven at him, but then I was like, they're not going to get that. They're probably not going to get that. So it's tricky.
Very interesting.
You could have been the woman in the dress.
Yeah.
I could have been the woman in the dress. But I
really like the items you set aside in the beginning.
Oh, thank you.
All of that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So great. So Reginald, so your piece is very powerful. Without the person's face, pretty much you use the light, right? And it's like very mysterious. And it's very haunting. Did you write it? Did you have a script, or it was like a more just instruction to your actor? Is that you're not in it, right? It's an actor.
No, I'm not in it.
Yeah. So how was the process done in your film?
Okay, so it's an idea I've had. So I had, like, I knew what the words were kind of going to be, and I sat down with a couple of friends and we just wrote it down together. So I list their names in the credits. And then when I gave it to my actor, I just told him, like, hey, this is the general direction I want to go with this. But if you want to mess around, and if you feel like anything could be done better in the wording, just go ahead and improvise whatever you want. And on the day of, when we were timing everything, there's certain things that were just going on too long, and he did just that. He improvised. And on set, it was kind of like what Christie said. I was on the camera, and I had this low prism glass filter that I was using to distort the light. One of my friends was standing with the boom and also like moving the light back and forth, and then another friend was doing something else. I think she was timing us. And then he was also, after each take, burning sage to make the smoke. So, yeah.
Oh, so you lit a cigarette?
No, sage.
Sage. Sage. Oh,
Ooh.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
That's creative.
Okay, that's nice.
It's really creative.
Yeah, yeah. That's a very, very great mood you created. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
So, now tell us a little bit about Reginald. Tell us a little bit about how COVID sort of stopped you work, or you still working fine? Like how are you as an artist and filmmaker, or creator during this difficult time? How did you deal with that?
At first, I just took it as an opportunity to work on some things that I've been writing. Like I have a web series that I'm writing that I really want to get out there. But as COVID went on, like me and my team of friends that collaborate together, we had things written down already that we wanted to shoot. So I think my friend, she wrote a feature, and she did all the research about COVID procedures and everything. And we still worked. We still shot this feature, and I still shot music videos. There was a big scare in the beginning, but as COVID went on, we just kept creating. It was actually an opportunity because I stopped looking to do things for money, and I just kept doing things with my friends and people that I like, and I like their vision. So I created a lot of content and gained a lot of experience during that time.
That's great. Yeah. So we have some people in the audience. My keyboard is stuck. I try to write to thank them for being with us. So let's shout out some people are with us. The first one is written as Monica Moore. Hi, thanks for being with. And then Travis Williams. Hi.
Oh, that's my best friend.
Hey, best friend. How are you?
Bestie.
Hi, bestie.
Yeah.
And then Marnie Broker.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend.
Oh yeah, girlfriend. Hi, girlfriend. Thanks for
Hey,
being
girlfriend.
Onif is here. Hi, Onif. Onif is videographer, and Onif, I thank Onif because when last time he saw my opening of my film, my Young Gun Diary, and he's like, immediately he said, your envelope, the beginning of the show, 2 envelopes, they're different colors. I was like, damn. So I actually took the second envelope off now because it was a really quick shot, boom, 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 So this first envelope, second envelope were in a different location shot. So it's different color. So he's like so shocked. He saw that. Yeah, because we were talking about like a color correction. Should I get a color correction? Should I not get color correction? Thank you, Onif. And then we have written as, and we have a Carrie's.
Oh, that's Karis.
Karis. Oh, hi, Karis. We were just talking about you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
We were
how you're
my wifey.
Yeah. It's so helpful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about how difficult COVID has affected us. What is your story, Apple?
For COVID, just in general?
Yeah, like as an artist.
Ooh.
Do you feel like it slows you down, or do you feel you can still make your art?
So with writing, definitely, but then with acting, of course, because of the restrictions and everything. And I didn't really like the self-tape kind of vibe because my apartment is dark. So then I had to get like I had to get what do you call this? A selfie. What's this?
A ring light.
Ring light. Why wasn't it coming to my head? Yeah, a ring light.
Why are you not turning on now?
Because the thing now, I have to connect it, and then I would have to get up, and I didn't want to do that, so I'm just like,
no pants, girl, no pants.
No pants. I have no pants on. I seriously don't have any pants on.
No pants.
I thought it was gonna be cool and chill, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I'm not well lit.
Yeah.
But just I think COVID
Yeah.
taught me a lot about myself, because it was really hard at first in adjusting to being locked up.
Mm.
I like change. I like momentum. I like different experiences. I hate the same day twice. And then just, I hate it. I'm sorry. I don't like it at all.
I can relate to that. Yeah.
I'm an introvert. I'm the opposite. I'm just like,
Really?
I gotta stay inside. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you're like, okay. But the thing is, I'm an introvert, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm an ambivert. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm an introverted person who seems to like change for some reason.
Mm.
So for me, it was a lot of adjusting, but it opened up new possibilities for my writing. It opened up new possibilities for not only my writing, but just for me, personal growth. Because I had to it wasn't easy for me in the pandemic because I made a lot of changes with my life. And not only that, but a lot of changes with my mental health, because I didn't want to, because I was missing that change and that fast pace that I'm used to. I had to slow down and think. And when I start thinking, who knows what comes up in this head. So that was a lot to deal with, but I think it has gotten better. Clubhouse definitely made that a little bit better because I met a lot of cool people, and it helped me kind of like reestablish who I am as a person, if that makes sense.
Wow, that's just really amazing. Yeah, how I think a Clubhouse started in the moment, in the time that people are hunger for communication, and also for communication vocally. Because I believe if someone does not talk to someone for a while, they kind of sometimes lose this vocal cord. It's like if I don't talk or talk a bit, in the morning, right? Especially when you wake up in the morning, sometimes your vocal is kind of not warmed up. And it's like people have been muted for, whole year, I mean, people don't even talk to their family sometimes, right? So people just like maybe they're on social media, maybe they're on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, but it's a very different media. When you start to talk, I think there's something, I don't know what it is. There's something about Clubhouse is that when you hear someone talk, it is more in touch with this person's nature, I think. I mean, you can fake if you're a very good actor or actress. You can talk, the voice is different than you, or the content of things different than you really think. But I find overall, I would say 95% of people who I run into in Clubhouse are genuine, and a lot of people want to help you. A lot of people are not just want to take and take. They really want to give. So it's really amazing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll tell you a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit about my experience. Well, for one thing, this series, a conversation with someone special like you, started on March 27th. I always remember that day because like a week before that, it was lockdown in New York City. So I was really bored, depressed, and just kind of a little bit hopeless because before that I do a lot of volunteer works for Andrew Yang and his movement. So all of a sudden, I don't see my people, I don't see my comrades, I don't hang out with people. So I started to interview people in groups first, and then it's sort of a transition to interview each person, either their teachers or family members or musicians, filmer makers, or COVID recovery people, all kind of people. So today, you are my 101 episode.
Ooh.
Yeah.
101.
Yeah.
Take away the 0 and 11, and that's my lucky number.
Oh, that's my lucky number too.
That's my Reginald.
October.
That's my lucky number.
Yeah, lucky number.
One
So,
one.
so
But yeah.
COVID sort of I I use this time to develop my YouTube channel. And oh, by the way, you guys, please subscribe my YouTube channel
Of
and
course.
Juhl Media.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and also yeah, during the COVID, I started to view my footage of a year before prior that I shot a whole year of Andrew Yan's Yangan movement. So I actually edited the my film on my laptop, used Final Cut Pro
Pro.
10. Yeah, I'm still a old fashioned person. Use Final Cut, and so I edited my film, and then applied for film festival. So now the film is gotten some acceptance, like seven. It was accepted by 7 film festivals.
Congratulations,
Wow.
Yeah.
Chang.
So thank you.
So where can we watch your film?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll send to you privately.
Please send it to me. I want to
Because
see it.
it's not in the floating outside because it's still in the film festival circuit. I
Mhm.
cannot leave the film in the public,
Mhm.
because they don't like that. So I still am waiting. The waiting is long because some of the film festival will not let me know until November of this year. So,
Mm.
but yeah, but I think the film is not really following Andrew Yan. It is more following Yangan. It's more portray how people worked selflessly for the movement. So I want more people to see it actually, so that people can hopefully they will do more volunteer work.
Mhm.
To because a lot of time, like myself, I have not done. I've never really this politically sharp. So
Mm.
anyway, so
I
just
know
talking
nothing
about,
about politics, and
yeah,
I'm
just talking,
so.
yeah.
I would
So
love to watch it, though. I would love to watch it.
yeah, okay, yeah. I'll send it to you. You can critique my work. And Reginald too.
I think that what you're doing is really cool because it's really important to, because every time we tell the stories about things that happen in history, we focus on, the figurehead, not the people behind the figurehead creating the movement, actually out there every single day. So
Mhm.
I think that's really cool, like focusing on Yang Gang and the volunteers.
Yang Gang.
Young
The
gang.
Yang Gang, right?
Yeah. So by the way, I have actually created a couple of clubhouse. One is just a joke, telling me your viola jokes, because I'm a violist. So violist people make fun of violists. So it's
Mm.
okay for me to say, tell me your viola jokes. And then the second one is this right now. We are actually being broadcast also to YouTube and also to Clubhouse right now. Clubhouse now there's like some folks of mine following us right now. So cool. They're watching
Oh,
us. Yeah, they're watching.
Clubhouse has
Yeah,
video.
yeah. They are listening to us, and then they
Oh.
probably watching their own device at home.
Oh, okay. That's
So
cool.
yeah. And what was I saying? Anyway, oh yeah, so I have a clubhouse. It's called iPhone Video Production, because I shot the whole film with iPhone 11.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
so I thought I can share my experience with other people. Yeah, and then I have another club, and then I have a club for Andrew Yan. So anyway, so let's talk about you. Now, do you have anything to share with us? Like, what are you working on? You want to start first, Apple? Like,
Ooh.
what generally, or do you have a short-term sort of a project or long-term project?
For film. Okay, so I'm currently writing another script that I'm going to enter into this film competition that I think it's Reginald, you saw the link, right? It was sent into the group.
Yeah,
You
I'm
saw
working
that
on
link?
one too,
You
yeah.
working on one? Okay, so I'm up against you. Okay, cool. No problem. I got this. So I'm entering another film competition, and that should be more outside of Clubhouse, right? That's also, is it national? I have no idea, but I'm going to enter it. So I'm working on a film for that. I'm working on a script for that. I'm definitely going to assemble a team for this one. And I feel like take the pressure off myself of doing so many things and having to call Karis, which is, having to call Karis at 4 a.m. in the morning, her time, to like, hey, help me with this. So I think I'm going to get a team for that one. But that's what I'm going to currently work on is 2 scripts, one for Darion's black and white thing that he has coming up in May, and another script for that film competition. So, and then I'll have a team that I'll assemble to produce that film. Well, both films. So that's what I'll be working on for May.
Great. So what about you, Reginald?
I'm currently writing my web series. It's called Windows, and that's my main focus. And I'm also writing some 1-minute shorts for the competition that she spoke about, and for next month's competition. And I'm also like, I do music videos for work, so I'm working on some music videos as well.
Great. So how was your how did you started to be a filmmaker or videographer, or how or like when you first, like who was the one influence you, or was it like some kind of film triggered you or some movement?
It was really just the realization that okay, I remember what it was. It was
You forgot.
there was I used to follow Ty Lopez, and he had this like thing that this graph you made, and that was supposed to help you find what you're supposed to be doing. And it was supposed to be like, who are you around? What are you always doing? What are you good at? And I filled it out, and film came out of it. Like film photography was like, I'm always around photographers, artists. I'm always like thinking about stories and watching films, and I'm actually good at it because I went to school for storyboarding. So I know color, I know lighting. Even if I never picked up a camera, I used to draw all this stuff. So that was the turning point for me. And if we want to go back even further, what really got me into stories was like when I was like 20 or something. I got really into manga, and I saw what it did for my self-esteem reading those stories, and I always wanted to create more stories like that. So that was like one of the first things that got me into art.
So can you tell us, people who are not familiar with our language, what is storyboarding?
Okay, storyboarding is before you create a film, sometimes they'll hire a storyboard artist to draw the film frame by frame so that you plan everything out, and when you get on set, you don't have to do any guesswork. You know what each shot is supposed to look like.
Reginald, I need you in my life. Okay, so I don't know any. I can't. I've always heard that should be done, and I've tried it before. And then what I do, I make stick figures because I can't really draw for shit. Excuse my French. And then, so that I make stick figures and try to figure it out. But at a professional level, and then it seems that you went to school for this, so. How do you, I guess, I mean, it's easy for you because you went to school for it, but does it always manifest into what you put on the storyboard? Does it always manifest on screen exactly as how you put it on the storyboard, or?
I don't always do a storyboard.
Okay.
A lot of times I end up doing treatments. But if it's something that I know is really important and I really want to make it work, I'll do some storyboards. Because right now, I don't really, I went to school for it and I'm good at it, but I don't really like doing it. So I try to do it only when I need to.
Yeah, I do not do much storyboarding. I mostly shot documentary. So, do people do storyboarding when even they do documentary?
To my knowledge, I don't think so because
Because they don't know what's gonna happen.
yeah, maybe they might just do some general blocking.
Yeah.
Know where things are gonna be.
Yeah.
But I've
Yeah.
never shot a documentary, so I
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah. And tell us, what is a treatment?
A treatment is it's like a storyboard, but it's more general. And most of the times, the images that you find is like you go online and find screenshots from your favorite films, your favorite music videos, your favorite photography, and you create basically a list of images that tell you what your shots are going to look like, what the inspiration comes from, what the general mood that you're going for is.
So, is the treatment for who to read?
Well, when I'm doing music videos, I do it for my artists. But when I'm making something on my own, it's really for me, so I can remember what my mood is, what I'm going for lighting wise, what my inspirations are.
Very good. Very good. So, now let's come back. How long you have been being with the 1 minute school with Darion? Like, have you been with him for months, for weeks? Like, can you tell me a little bit about that experience? He's going to be coming on later.
He's coming on today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I invited him. I invited him. I hope he comes. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I thought he can come in the end, just
Oh,
say
okay.
hello. Yeah, say hello. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your experience, April.
Oh, sure. So when I first got on Clubhouse, I started just going into rooms, but I'm I don't know, I'm similar to Reginald. It's weird. I'm an introvert, believe it or not. I'm an introvert. So I was in the audience, just listening. And then I think it's Onif brought me up on stage, and then we had a conversation because Onif lived in Japan and I lived in Japan. And we were speaking in Japanese, and he was in the Darion Donju's filmmaking school at the time. He was one of the mods, and he.
By the way, Onif is in the audience.
Oh, he is. He will love this because I'm talking about him right now. So
he is Onif is a writer and director. Because I said Onif is a videographer. He's
I'm
not a videographer.
He's a really good filmmaker. So we have Jamaican background, Jamaican roots, and then we connected by because we both lived in Japan. So we speak Japanese, we speak patois, we speak English. So it's sort of like that.
Cool.
Yeah. And we kind of like hit it off in terms of personality and just, connecting as friends. And then I kind of like got into the school that way because, that familiarity, because I probably wouldn't have otherwise, because I'd be like, I'm too shy, or just like, okay, thank you. So I think with that familiarity, how do I say this word? Familiarity. Familiarity with that, it's sort of like stemmed from being a part of Darion's, because Darion and Onif, they're friends. So that kind of like stemmed into a little community. Yeah. And that's how I got into the filmmaking school.
That's wonderful. Yeah. What about you? I know Reginald. You know Darion before.
Yeah, I met him in person once. I don't know. It was only a one-time thing. I don't know if he even remembers me.
Oh.
But
is this nepotism? You won because of nepotism, huh? I'm kidding. Of course I'm kidding, Reginald.
The truth is revealed.
I'm totally kidding.
Me too. So anyway, yeah.
But I would when I got on Clubhouse, I just saw his rooms, and I would go in there just to listen in, and they were always having these great discussions with other filmmakers, and I'm like trying to learn. I'm trying to know how to get better and how to work with more people. And when I heard he was doing the 1 minute competition, I didn't know fully what the 1 minute film school was about. I just knew I wanted to be part of the competition, and I wanted to do it because I'm working on this web series and I'm not shooting anything really. So I was like, I need to shoot things. I need to stay in practice. I need to keep my mind on this.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think it's this brings the whole sort of makes you think, makes me think how you can produce something in 1 minute, right? Either not moving the camera or you can do editing, but still in 1 minute you can tell a story, because it's extremely difficult, I find, to tell something well in such a short time, And so it's a really brilliant idea. He's a great businessman. 1 minute is like it's easier for the judge to see 1 minute, right? Instead of 3 minutes, So, but I think it brings, makes us to think. I think that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
You do have to think. I almost wanted to do a one take of my cat drinking milk, like in the morning.
Do it.
Yeah. No. I actually did it before, but it's more than 1 minute though. So it'll be hard to filming a cat to really cut into 1 minute, right? Because you cannot say, hey cat, let's do it again. You can do the next day, So anyway, yeah. So Darion is here. Darion, I gave you the link. Would you like to come up, please? So Darion is here. So great.
Oh.
Yeah, I sent him the link. So yeah.
Now he says nepotism rocks.
Nepotism works. So how about tell me a little bit in 5 years, Reginald, what is your plan in 5 years? Professionally.
Professionally, I want.
Personally,
Personally, we don't know.
Let's just get right into it.
Professionally, I want to be writing and directing. Maybe DPing, but my focus right now is on writing and directing. I want to release my web series, 1 as a pilot this year, and 2 as a graphic novel that me and my girlfriend are creating together. And I really just want to do screenwriting and directing. That's my focus.
Wonderful. What about you?
Oh, writing.
Should I call you Apple or should I call you Christie?
Oh, my I know it's complicated, right? So
Christie Apple.
So Apple, the first part, and then Christie-Wallace is my last name. Christie-Wallace. That's my last name. Okay. And then you can just say Apple.
Oh,
so, Apple.
Okay. So Apple.
Yeah.
You know what? Apple. You know what? I've been joking around because I love iPhone, right? iPhone 11 did well. Then I bought iPhone 12. Man, it's so awesome. The
difference in quality?
Yes.
The camera quality, is that different?
So much better. You think iPhone 11 is good, but just shoot with the iPhone 12, okay? But I don't really work for Apple, so I was like joking to my friend.
I used to work for Apple.
I was like, if I have another child, I'll name my child Apple.
Please do. Please. Thank you. But remember where the original Apple comes from.
Yeah.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah. So your name is Apple. So tell us, what was your 5-year plan?
Oh, my 5-year plan. Ooh, that's a lot. So definitely I want to write, produce, and maybe direct. I'm not so big on that, but definitely write it. And if I'm not able to direct it myself, I want to have someone who can understand my vision, because my brain is crazy and sometimes it's hard to put what's in my mind someone else to understand what I'm trying to convey. Even though it's written there on a script, they might interpret it differently. And that's the beauty of writing, right? Because you can interpret it many different ways, I think. So definitely at least have 3 short films done, maybe put them in the film festival, maybe a feature. Why not? Let's aim for the skies. Yes, a feature. And then, of course, as acting goes, I want to move to LA by that time, and just see how well that, pans out in terms of acting. But I'm really focused on writing, and I think that's where I feel I have the most potential, and that's writing.
Man, I can direct.
Right. I told you, Reginald, we're going to be working together, Reginald. We're a team now. So you can't really enter the competition. You can't really enter the competition.
I don't know. I'm really
Original.
I'm really competitive. So I don't know how to
Yeah.
But
so, I was wondering. I wanted to tell our guests either on YouTube or on Clubhouse. These 2 artists' biography is in the description of underneath the YouTube, and also follow them on their social media. They have Twitter, Instagram. Let's see. YouTube, right? You have a lot of links. So all these links, you can just you can just click on it, and then you can go there. So come on to YouTube and to get those links. Yeah. So now, how about Reginald? If you were talking to a bunch of teenagers, like 14, 15, kids who wants to do film and to do the similar work what you are doing, what kind of advice you're going to give it to them?
I would say start making content on your own, no matter what you have, no matter what equipment you have, no matter who you're around. Just start creating content on your own. Find a group of friends that are also into doing that, and just collaborate on each other's projects. And I would say find a mentor. You don't necessarily have to go to school for it, but find a mentor, somebody who can teach you, show you the ropes, somebody who you admire. And really you got to get all your crappy stuff out the way, and you just got to jump into it so that it starts molding you into a filmmaker. And just don't postpone, and don't fall into the trap of buying a bunch of film gear just because film gear.
Yeah.
What do you say? Very beautifully said. Very nice. What do you say, Apple?
Use your phone. I mean, everyone has a phone with a camera. So it's really about what do you want to make? And I think Darion did a really smart thing. And you're right, he's a businessman. 1 minute. It's easy to create something in 1 minute, and it's not too overwhelming to think of something that you want to do. And if it goes over that 1 minute, fine, great, because you're not setting a limitation. You're setting a start for yourself. So, hey, create something that's 1 minute. Start filming, and everything that you see, everything that you find that inspires you, watch a lot of films. I feel like I learned a lot by watching a lot of films and seeing like, oh, I would have done that differently, or I would have maybe think about it this way. And it helps you when you start thinking like a filmmaker. You see a lot of things when you're watching films. It's hard. It's sort of like now your vision or your mindset is set differently when you're watching. And I would say watch a lot of films, watch the angles, and YouTube. You can learn everything on YouTube, really. If you want to learn about shots, if you want to learn about angles, if you want to learn about lighting, you can all do that. And I second the mentor, because sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming, and that mentor will kind of like ground you. And like, okay, this is where you're going to start. Just focus on this. Then we move on to this. So it's about stepping stones. But I say you have a camera. Everyone has a phone now with a camera on it. Just go out there and shoot, and get some like-minded people to help you along with that. And TikTok, amazing place to start.
So does TikTok only has like 15 seconds and then more? No?
TikTok has 15, 1 minute, and now they're rolling out a 3 minute
Oh,
segment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna get bigger and better with TikTok.
so
I might need to get
TikTok, I don't TikTok enough. TikTok is that you have to create a video on TikTok to be posted, or can you make a video on your phone and then put it into TikTok?
Both. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And it's easy to even create something on TikTok and have the potential for it to reach a lot of people, because the growth on TikTok is tremendous. Because I'm so inconsistent with TikTok and I have almost 20,000 followers. Why? I don't know. I don't really do
Oh my
much on it.
God.
But TikTok, and I haven't posted in months. And when I do post, it's like, oh, I post one thing and then I'm gone for it. But they're loyal. They're still there. My follower count is still there. But I feel like as long as you're consistent, you can grow tremendously on TikTok.
Wow.
Because I'm inconsistent and I have 20,000. So imagine what I would have if I was consistent, you know?
Yeah. What about you, Reginald? Do you do TikTok?
No, I don't. I'm actually really bad with social media. Like, I have my Instagram and I have my YouTube channel, but I only post when I have something that I finished. I'm not as consistent. I want to get better. Right now, I'm actually thinking about doing a YouTube channel because I really like doing like reviews of movies and art, and it just people who do commentary on different content online. Because sometimes I'm watching something, I'm like, man, I can see exactly what this person is thinking and why they're making that mistake. And I feel like, oh man, it would be great if I just make a video and break down what the psychology behind certain things are.
Right.
Do it.
I think it is difficult to be consistent on these social media because it is like there's first of all so many of the type, right? And then you have to almost like you have to have a plan and you have to like execute the plan, right? One after another. So especially if something is not, say, has a deadline, you have to keep giving yourself a deadline.
Yes.
For instance, like now I'm doing this show with YouTube on YouTube. I do it every Wednesday. So this is kind of my deadline. So I'm always planning a little bit ahead of time. Like with you guys, this is a little short notice because I don't want to wait a week or two. Usually I find someone or someone find me. We give each other more time to plan. But your situation is, because you probably will move on to another project with Darion, So I wanted to see you sooner because by the way, you just won the competition, right? With 2 films. One, tell us if someone just came or someone just came. So tell us one more time. Apple, your film is called Stage Zero. Yeah.
Yes.
Stage Zero.
It was gonna be called Stage 1, but then I was like, okay, is this even denial at this point? And so I kind of, the stages of so I couldn't put it in a stage. I don't think it's a mixture of denial, but then also it's sort of like an acceptance. So I called it Stage 0. Yeah, I don't know. I think.
Oh, Darion is here.
Oh, he is?
He's upside down.
Yes.
You're outside.
Oh.
Hey.
He's outside.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No wonder are you on your patio? Are you on your country house patio?
I wish I could say it was my pat, but it is because it's my city, right? I'm out here in the middle of Atlanta, downtown
He owns
Atlanta.
everything.
Yes,
Wow.
Reginald, you'll know.
Yeah, I know.
Where are you?
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Good.
Oh, look at the winners.
Winners. Yes.
They have that winner look to them, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Definitely. Yeah. So we were saying, what were we saying? Sorry, we were saying your title of your film. It's called Stage Zero. You were thinking of making it to something else. You said
It was going to be Stage 1, and it's not really genre specific. So I was trying to should I turn it into a comedy? But then I didn't want it to lose its message. So stage 0, it's a play on the different stages of grief. And I don't think I could have, this wasn't, the concept of the film didn't really fit into one stage of grief, like denial, bargaining, acceptance. So I kind of like, okay, you know what? It's stage 0. This is something out of the realm, out of what you would consider a part of the whole grief process. And
Yeah.
It might be interesting to make it about, like, if you were ever to expand it, it's just like in his dialogue, you just see him go through all the stages, only through the dialogue of what he's saying. That might be interesting.
Yeah, right? That he's just going through it.
Yeah.
But then I feel like I would have to, then the ending would be a little bit clearer, right? They would know. It wouldn't be that twist. I think I would lose that twist element, but I could play around with that a little bit more.
Yeah. It might work because it's like he's talking to her and getting closure at the same time.
I'll probably have him, like, I think Kobe came up with an idea of him carrying around a suitcase with parts of her body in it. Why not?
Kobe,
yeah.
Kobe might be a little. Kobe might be a little biased at this particular time, but
oh yeah,
that could be an offline discussion. But
oh yeah, we could, just have like his arm, like her arm in his suitcase, and he's talking. Just that would be interesting.
The arm flops out, and like,
I was like, sorry, let's put it back in. That'll be funny.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing.
And
0
then-
to 100.
And Reginald, your film is called Blink.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us, what does that mean?
It really is about, the back and forth between the two personalities, and in the lighting, there's a light that's going back and forth, and I want to play on that. It's like blinking, going from dark to light. And so yeah, that's what that's about.
Yeah, kind of interesting. So Darion, how are you? Tell us a little bit about your 1 minute school, 1 minute film school.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. I'm really proud of these amazing filmmakers. They're the winners of their categories, but at the same time, what they actually represent is like a whole community of people that came together and made some amazing films. And I'm really happy about that because, the school kind of came out pretty organically. We didn't really plan to make it what it is, but it came just out of like the questions and people's need to ask and learn on Clubhouse. And so as that was going on, I basically just kept on saying, okay, how can I help better? How can I structure it a little bit more? Even the competition came about more because it was like, okay, nobody's getting their films done. They need deadlines. Let's make a competition, And so that's kind of how it's been going. And I'm really thrilled that it's a real kind of more organic thing than sort of like a planned thing. And yeah, it's just coming from what people are really seeming that they want.
Thank you. So how about you two, young artist? Well, we thought Reginald was 17,
Right?
Underage. Apple thought he was 17. I thought he was like a 20 something. So, do you guys have a question for our the one? How do you say that? One? How do you say that, Daryl? One, the only? What is, I forgot.
What are you trying to say? The one and only or something?
Yeah, one and only Daryl. So, do you have any question for Daryl?
Darion?
Darion? Sorry, Darion? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's ask him a question. So my question for you, Darion, is what's going to be the next competition for May? What's going to be the challenge? And what are you looking for? What do you look for when you're judging these films? And I guess from your personal perspective, not just in general, but just you as a judge and also the creator of this.
Got you. Yeah. So, so I have to give some shout out to Onif White for the suggestion for May, which is a very good one, which is monochrome May. And essentially it means you're making a black and white film, 1 minute. So you can do whatever you want as long as it's monochrome and fits into the 1 minute. So we're back to editing. You could do one take if you want still, but as long as it's monochrome. And why is monochrome important? Because of the light and dark aspects, right? Like, you know, even if I look, all right, so this is gonna be crazy, but like, all right, the way I chose to sit here for this interview is like, I choose, okay, the sunlight's sort of coming from that side. So this side of my face is the light side. And then this side of my face is the darker side, right? And I the same thing could be shot this way. And then I've got a flat light on my face all across my face, but that's less cinematic, right? Because cinema is all about that light and that dark. So if I were to shoot the scene, I would shoot it like this and then show more of the character and everything. So that's why. And monochrome lets you focus on only that. You don't have to worry about the colors. You know, you don't have to worry about anything except like light and dark and getting those shapes and shadows in there. So that's what I'll be looking for mainly. And of course, good storytelling, which of course you know how to do, Apple. You've already shown that you. I want to say real quick about Apple's film though, just a good shout out because, you know, Apple was saying like, you know, she didn't necessarily have a handle on the cinematography. She was trying to do everything herself. And I think that the fact that she was able to do that and have the story and the acting still carry her to the point that people recognized and voted for her film shows that in the end, story is still the most important thing. And then the actors who tell that story. And so I if there's anything, Apple, I know that you tend to be a perfectionist, but I think what I'm really happy about is that even though you didn't achieve perfection, you did achieve results.
Thank you.
And I hope that will encourage you to always just keep going, even if sometimes, you know, there are going to be some things you're going to nitpick. I always have still things on my films that I wish I could change, but people are still enjoying them. So keep going.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Because now I feel like, okay, I should leave the filmmaking to someone else and just stick to the writing. But then I feel that it taught me a lot about, you know, just everyone and how I can't do everything by myself, you know? So I really appreciate that. And I need to trust other people to kind of like, you know, understand my vision as well. Mm-hmm. So it can come out to something even better. So, but yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You sound like a director.
Well, you know, I've been doing this.
Yeah. So, Reginald, do you have a question for Darion?
With the since it's monochromatic, does that mean black and white? Can it just be like red and the whole color range of red, or the whole color range of yellow, or the whole color range of blue?
The professional.
That's a tricky question, and I'm going to defer that to my co-pilot Onif to answer that offline. That's a damn good question. Yeah, it's funny because like we come up with these themes or these ideas, right? And then inevitably somebody comes up with some way of challenging it or coming up with something that you're like, well, they might actually be right, you know? Because like last time it was, okay, the camera's not really supposed to move, but then somebody was like, well, what if I put it on a surfboard?
It's
so
not moving.
It's not moving. So we had to come up and adjust the rules. So I think, Reginald, that's one of those great questions that we should take it into deliberation. It's a fair question. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So, we're approaching our time. So I usually do, I sometimes do a rapid fire with my guest. Since now we have 3 of you, how about I just do a quick rapid fire, like ask one question and just turning among 3 of you. Okay.
Let's do it.
So Darion knows.
Are we getting graded on this or like?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's do this.
All right.
Okay, Darion. If you have, I always ask that question to my friend. If you have $5 million, you know, like a 5 million lottery, what would you do? Well, he left.
You dip. You wouldn't be here.
Well,
That's your
disappear.
answer right
He
there.
stayed with. I can't hear you. No.
He's on mute.
You're
You're on
muted.
mute.
Oh, I
Guys.
was saying 5 million and I'll be gone. Deuces.
Right?
I'll probably be out in Japan somewhere. Korea.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Domi arigato. No, I would keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, I really would. I mean, all I would do is tuck a little bit of money away for a rainy day, and the rest of it would go to making films. I don't really have to even think about that question, and that's just what it is.
Mm.
Yep.
That's great.
Simple as that.
Okay, so Apple,
I'm
what
here.
is your favorite food genre?
Jamaican.
Yes.
I love me some Jamaican food. Like home is where the food I mean, I love Jamaican food to the point where if you don't have Jamaican food in your life, then you don't know good food. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love Jamaican food.
What is the typical dish? Say, if I would go to a Jamaican restaurant, what is their sort of a most famous kind of a dish? Do you know?
Do you eat meat?
No.
Don't eat meat? Okay. So because
Ooh.
you don't eat meat, I would suggest ackee and saltfish.
I mean, I could eat
Well,
a
do you
little
eat
bit.
fish? Do you eat fish?
Yeah.
Okay. So ackee and saltfish.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I would say ackee and saltfish. I don't personally like ackee, but everyone does. It's just my
I
personal.
also am not a big Aki fan.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But it's. I think everyone will say you should give that a try. Ackee and saltfish.
Okay, that's good to know.
Mhm.
Okay. Reginald, what foreign language you would like to know if you do not know? Like you speak English, right?
Yeah.
If you had a chance,
A little bit.
if you had a chance to learn another
Reginald
language,
speaks Atlanta. Atlanta, Shotty. What's going on, Shotty?
Probably Latin. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Because so many of the old stuff is written in Latin, so I would want to read Latin.
You
Yeah.
bougie. You bougie, Reginald.
He's bougie.
He's bougie.
I would also like to learn Yoruba. I think that's their language. I would also like to learn that.
Okay. Why
Yoruba?
Yoruba?
Oh,
Because I'm very interested in Ifa.
what is Ifa? I don't know.
It's a religion that originated in Africa, and I'm Haitian, so it came to Haiti, and what people say is voodoo is originated from Ifa.
I see.
Ah, parlez-vous français?
Oui, je parle français.
Ah.
Oh, bonjour. Merci beaucoup. I know.
Yeah, and I speak Creole.
Yeah.
My favorite French word is bougie.
What's bougie?
You bougie. Bad and bougie.
Bad and bougie.
That's the French word every American knows. Bougie.
Bougie.
I do not know. Okay. All right. So, do you guys sing? Any of you sing here?
I mean, I sing. I don't know if you'll like
I
it.
sing well.
No, just sing for yourself, sing in the shower.
Yeah.
I sing in the shower. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with Darion. Darion,
Oh boy.
Let's not do this.
No.
sing us a song. It could be just a first phrase. Come on.
All right. We'll see. This will be a quiz back to you, all three on the panel as well, while I do it. It's to know what I'm singing. The first person who knows the artist, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch cloud, a tangerine, a side order of ham. If you set your mind free, baby, maybe you'd understand. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. No. Wait, nobody in the audience. Somebody in the audience has got to know the answer to
I have
that.
no idea.
I
You?
can't see the comments. Does nobody have that? Onif?
Selfish.
I'm gonna talk smack to Onif if he doesn't get this.
Yeah, Onif is not here probably.
When did this song came out?
Yeah.
Okay,
When?
it debuted on The Muppet Show, which is probably not going to help you get the answer, but and the artist who sang it is passed away, unfortunately, an untimely demise. Okay, the favorite color of this artist is purple.
Prince?
Yeah.
That's a song of his?
Yeah,
Oh.
he sang it on The Muppet Show.
I feel ashamed because I'm a big Prince fan.
And you
Damn.
are?
So the reason I love the song is because he made it as because everybody was saying you can't write about anything, and he says I can write about anything. They were like, okay, write about starfish and coffee, and you only have like 5 minutes to write a whole song. And then he came up with that. Yeah,
wow.
That's what he came up with.
Wow.
That's awesome. Thank you. All right, Reginald, it's your turn now. Pretending you are in the shower.
You're not on YouTube live streaming right now. Don't think about that.
Don't even think about it.
I can give you some water sound. Shh.
I don't have anything.
But Ching, you have to at least give him a song that you want him to something. You got to give him a head start.
How about Amazing Grace?
Oh,
Fine.
that's a good one.
Amazing. Do I even know the lyrics? I know. Okay.
Yeah, you can just hum the melody.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
You know what I just realized that Ching is doing? You guys, she's blackmailing us.
This is embarrassing.
She's saving blackmail material for when we blow up to hold against us.
Oh my god.
It's permanently on YouTube. Oh my god, Google's got it.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Right.
that's cute. Very cute. Yeah.
Apple got to do one.
Okay, I'm gonna rap.
Okay.
Oh, you gonna rap?
Apple rap.
Let's do it. Ready?
Okay.
I see no changes. I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should have blast myself. Done. I gotta leave you with that. I gotta leave you with that.
There's no melody. It's not a song.
I gotta leave you with that, Come back for more.
You know Apple
Nice.
Googled that like to make sure she had the lyrics right while we were I just know Apple too well. I know she Googled it, had it ready.
Oh, that's funny. So I'll sing you one phrase, okay? I'll sing you one phrase. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. It's too high. I start to love you.
Away. Yay. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Ching, you have like a whole nother career that you're holding out on us about.
You do not know me very well. I love to sing. When I was a student at the conservatory, I played the viola, by the way. I was a musician. I am still a musician. But I was never very famous of playing the viola. I was famous of singing American pop songs at the conservatory. So anyway, it's very old songs. All right, so great to see you 4 and see you 3 and see me.
I mean, good to see yourself too, right? I mean, why not?
Yeah, so thank you so much for talking with me and to share your stories and share your films. And thank you, Darion, to be our guidance and be our clubhouse teacher and mentor and creator. You're amazing. And so thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Appreciate all of you.
Yeah. So I'll see you soon in Clubhouse or in person, hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you for doing this, Ching. This means
Yeah.
a lot to all of us, I can tell.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Great to have you.
Take
Okay.
it easy, Reginald. I mean, I'll see you around Atlanta or something.
Okay.
Yeah, just walking the streets,
All
Okay.
right,
So
bye, everybody.
yeah, I'm going to say goodbye to my audience